Okay, so I'm Darren Lowe. I graduated from Caulfield Grammar School in 1986, Year 12. I came as a boarder in 1983. I grew up in Tatura, which is a little country hamlet in the Golden Valley in Victoria. And my dad sent me to boarding school, followed my brother, who was already there. Brian came to Caulfield Grammar in 1981. So I came from 83 to 86, Year 9 to Year 12. But boarding school opened up the world to me. That was the important thing, the facilities, the people, kids from all over the world, as well as country kids. And then the students of Caulfield Grammar in East St Kilda, you know, an eclectic mix, different culture. It was brilliant for me. I needed to get out of the little backward country town and see the world, and this was what it was for me. It was fantastic. You know, as a Year 9 boy, 15 years old, walking into a room of 10 other boys. I think I shared a room with 9 boys when I was in Year 9. And we had some great times. 1983, when I was in Year 9, was the year of the Black Friday bushfires in Victoria. And we went to bed that night really worried that the fire was going to come and get us in Melbourne, in East St Kilda. We were hearing the radio reports on our little transistor radios in our bedrooms. You know, people were dying, and it was a tragedy. We had Yarra Junction had been evacuated, so we had friends from the boarding house who'd been at Yarra Junction who'd sent back to school or sent home. You couldn't see the other side of the oval at Caulfield Grammar because of the smoke, and we literally thought we were going to get taken by the fires that night, but unfortunately we weren't. Yeah, lots of stories about with my friends and boarding days. So I finished school in '86, and I was fortunate enough to get a gap year to Dulwich College in London. I came back I came back after that year in 1988. In February, I was going out to do arts at Monash Uni. And I decided I'd go back to the boarding house and say hello to some of the people there, the chef and the cook, etc. And there's a new boarding house master, and he said, would you like a job as a boarding house master or tutor, supervisor? Which I duly said yes, because my parents were in the country and it was free board and lodging. So I worked there for 2 years, back at Caulfield, went to Monash. And then after my degree at Monash, something clicked and I thought, I think I should be a school teacher. At about 2000, I became the assistant head of boarding. So Tim Gallop, who is head of boarding and was then still, was my PE teacher in 1983 when I was in Year 9. When I came back as an English teacher, that was what I came back for, not to work in the boarding house. He asked me if I'd like to do some duties in the boarding house, knew I'd had a connection, etc. I said, yeah, that'd be great, I'll do a night a week or whatever. And I really enjoyed that, and then after a few years I became assistant head of boarding, and I've worked with Tim very closely ever since. I'm a senior English teacher. I've done a lot of different jobs there. I coached the first 18 for about 6 years from 2011, but now I teach senior English and work with Tim in the boarding house. I have 3 sons, and we decided from day one, as I became a teacher in '98, and my first son Alex was born in '99, and that's when I'd just gone back to Caulfield, and my wife and I, Fiona, decided that we'd send our boys to Caulfield Grammar. And it was fantastic from my point of view to be a teacher at the school where my sons were attending, and to be a parent as well as a teacher. I guess it goes back to day 1 or Year 1 when Alex was in pre-prep, and they invited the parents, and we sat on the children's desk in the kindergarten rooms, and we got a feel for the school. We were always welcomed, it was always treated really well, and it's such a fantastic experience for us and for them. And that experience of having your own kids go through school ties you closer as a teacher, and things become a little bit more important when you're seeing your own kids educated in the system that you're working in. Yeah, you've got to check out the boarding house, because if you're wanting to send your kids to boarding school, you're wanting them to have an experience in a very safe and secure environment in a fantastic place. Caulfield Grammar, the school, the environment, the people, offers so much to somebody who has grown up in a narrow country town or even another country and wants to come to Australia. Caulfield Grammar opens up a lot of doors. Caulfield Grammar gives someone an opportunity, and if your son or daughter is willing to take those opportunities, it's a great launching pad for them. It's a fantastic boarding house, beautiful people, and the school, the teachers, and the community is brilliant. A lot of students of that age think that they need to have their life sorted at the age of 18. They need to know where they're going and what they're doing, and I totally agree, you need a plan. You need a plan for the short term. But I think long-term plans don't really need to start happening for about another 10 years. I think long-term for an 18-year-old is probably 12 months, maybe 2 years. I think most of us at the age of 18, 19 get anxious that we need to know where we're going for the next 50 years. I think if you do the right thing, get a job, work hard, please your employers, get experience, travel, do things, I think eventually it'll help you.